A wrench's clatter sparks Vance Reed's cruel taunt. "Too slow, fool," mocking black mechanic Jamal Carter's repair. Jamal's quivering jaw betrays his hurt. Jason Statham, poised for a karate strike, watches closely. Can courage crush prejudice? Workers' tense murmurs rise. Vance's jeer stings, but Jason's resolve ignites hope. Before we dive in, let us know where you are watching from today. Like the video and subscribe to catch Jason Statham's epic face-off with arrogant Billionaire. The shop's clang veiled a racist jab, its pulsing hum a thin shield in the auto shop's gritty air. Squeaking belts whirred, buzzing grinders sparked, and oil splashes hissed, a tense rhythm under the evening's heat. Workers' hushed grumbles simmered, their eyes sharp, but a cruel edge loomed, as if one word could ignite fury. The scent of grease stung the nose, each buzz a vivid pulse of strain, urging you to sense the storm brewing in the shop's restless heart. Jason Statham stood by the parts rack, gripping a wrench like a karate weapon, his sharp awareness a quiet force. His worn jacket hung loose, his steady gaze scanning the floor, his warm narration pausing to pull you in, revealing a fierce drive to protect workers. His quiet nod at a struggling apprentice grounded his empathy, a vow to shield those crushed by scorn, drawing you into his mission to stand for justice, urging you to trust his strength. Jamal Carter, a black mechanic, leaned under a hood, his furrowed brow bracing for scorn, his steady hum a shield against bias. His eyes, weary yet hopeful, flickered with fleeting hope, evoking empathy for his craft, urging you to root for his pride. Vance Reed, a billionaire, strutted in, his venomous snarl scoffing at Jamal's badge, his malice a stark contrast to Jason's calm and Jamal's grit, fueling the shop's tension with a racist edge. The shop's heat grew heavy, the buzzes and splashes a restless hum under rising strain. Workers slowed, their grumbles growing, eyes flicking to Vance's stride. A young apprentice's rag slipped, his breath quick, while a veteran's wrench paused, his gaze wary. The crowd's grumbles swelled, their judgment a heavy wave, as if awaiting a clash. Vance's fist twitched toward Jamal. "What's he planning?" A dark hint narrated suspensefully, drawing you into the shop's brewing fire. A tool's crash sparked a vicious slap, Vance Reed's venomous taunt. "You're useless," striking Jamal Carter's cheek for urging repair patience, shattering the auto shop's hum. Jamal's stinging wince burned, his eyes dim, as Vance's driver's jeering echo fueled the sting. Workers' sharp murmurs swelling, urging you to feel the shop's outrage. Jason Statham, bracing in a karate stance, his controlled resolve a steady flame, his firm tone cutting through, pausing to ground his stand in the clanging hood's echo, evoking hope. His warm narration surged with a vow to mend Jamal's pride, pulling you into his fight for justice, urging you to trust his black belt's might. The conflict blazed, Vance's prejudice against Jason's justice, Jamal's dignity at stake. The worker gasps lingered, a sensory scar, each clang a cry to shield Jamal, the stakes a desperate stand for his honor. The driver's jeer, a mocking wave, quickened the air with menace, the murmurs rising, pushing you to brace for the clash. Jason lunged forward, his boots firm, his voice resolute. "Enough," slicing through the taunts, evoking shock at Vance's cruelty and hope for redemption. Workers' murmurs sharpened, Jamal's faint spark flickering, his gaze meeting Jason's, a pulse of courage rising. The redemption theme pulsed in Jason's stand, grounded in the vivid gasps, urging you to believe in Jamal's fight. Vance's glare sharpened on Jason. Who's his next target? A dark thread, pulling you into the shop's fiery heart. A push ignited a shop's scorn. Vance Reed's cruel "stay out" sneer shoving Jason Statham, his venomous jab stinging the auto shop's air. Workers' bitter whispers rose, their glares cold, as Jamal Carter gripped a rag, his steely plea firm, urging you to feel the shop's rising fury. Jason's clenched jaw trembled, his doubt over shielding Jamal a sharp breath, the whining drill's hum fading. His pause, narrated tensely, slowed for Jamal's pain, pulling you into his struggle to lift Jamal's honor, urging you to trust his resolve. His karate stance, warm and steady, sparked redemption's fire. Jamal's steady gaze met Jason's, his plea, "Don't back down," bonding them over dignity. His voice, warm yet bold, evoked empathy for his fight, urging you to cheer his grit. The whispers swelled, an apprentice's tool stilled, a veteran's eyes sharp, all judging the clash, drawing you into their stand. Vance's badge taunt, a mocking wave, loomed as a setback, his driver's jeer echoing, quickening the air with menace. Jamal's sharp gasp pierced the tension, the crowd's whispers a heavy tide. The shop's jeers rang, the setback a spark, as Jamal's grit held, grounded in the vivid drill's whine, urging you to brace for Jason's move. Vance's fist aimed at Jason. What's his strike? A dark thread pulling you deeper into the shop's fiery clash. A spark plug's snap fueled a punch, Vance Reed's vicious fist slamming Jason Statham's jaw. His jeer, "Stay down." A shocking betrayal in the auto shop's clang. Workers' angry mutters surged, bolts rattling as Jamal Carter clutched a wrench, his shaky whisper faltering, urging you to feel the shop's rage. Jason's pounding chest wavered, his doubt over Vance's rage raw. The worker hisses a jolt. His pause, narrated sharply, slowed for Jamal's fear, evoking shock, pulling you into his stand to end Jamal's shame, urging you to trust his resolve. The bolt's rattle grounded his fight, a cry for justice. Stakes soared. Jamal's pride and the shop's honor hung on Jason's stand, time short as mutters swelled. Vance's prejudice, a burning scar, threatened to crush Jamal, the crowd's hisses a judgmental roar, each sound a plea to save him, pushing you to brace for the clash. Jamal's rising grit flickered, his whisper tense, straining their bond, urging you to cheer his courage. Workers leaned in, their eyes cold, an apprentice's rag dropped, a veteran's glare fierce, all sensing the betrayal's weight. Jason's chest steadied, his gaze blazing. "We'll stop him," he growled, his gritty vow cutting the hisses, quickening with determined hope, evoking redemption's fire. The crowd's mutters faltered, Jamal's grit rising, the redemption theme pulsing in Jason's resolve, grounded in the vivid rattle of bolts, urging you to the shop's fiery edge. A worker signaled Vance. "Who's watching?" A dark thread pulling you deeper into the clash's heart. A shop's jeer crushed Jamal Carter's pride. Vance Reed's taunts, lashing the auto shop's air, workers' hostile jeers rising. Hissing torches flared, workers' snarls sharp, as Jamal raised a wrench. His fierce cry for justice rallying allies, urging you to feel the shop's seething storm. The stakes soared. Jamal's standing and town's respect teetered, at risk of shattering under Vance's bias. His venom threatened to ruin Jamal, the snarls a sensory tide urging collapse, each hiss a cry to save him. The shop's tension burned, the stakes a desperate fight for honor, pushing you to brace for the clash. Jamal's defiant stance blazed, his cry, "I'm no fool," echoing, narrated warmly, sparking hope. Workers nodded, their tools clanging, evoking unity against the jeers, urging you to cheer his resolve. His role, a vow to end shame, fueled Jason's fight, tying to redemption, drawing you into their stand. A low point struck as Jason's bid to halt Vance's hate faltered, a strained grunt escaping, his tightened fists heavy with despair. A worker's glare shook his plan, the torch's hiss slowing to amplify doubt, pulling you into his struggle. The jeers surged, an apprentice's gaze dimmed, a veteran's wrench stilled, all dreading defeat, the shop's hum fading. Jason's fist steadied, his voice rising with grit. "Jamal, you're strong," he growled, a desperate vow, evoking tension and hope. Jamal's stance held, grounding the moment in the vivid snarls, a call to triumph. The jeers wavered, redemption pulsing in Jason's vow to crush Vance's bias, urging you to the shop's fiery peak. Vance gripped a tool menacingly. What's his intent? A dark thread pulling you deeper. Karate's strike shattered shop prejudice, as Jason Statham's judo hip toss slammed Vance Reed to the auto shop's floor, a thudding crash disarming his aggression. Vance's suit crumpled, his dropped badge clinking in a fall, his venomous snarl silenced. Clattering wrenches rang, workers' jeers turned to victory roars, urging you to feel the shop's blazing triumph. Jason's growth surged in a convicted choice, his firm, "no more hate" pausing to sink in. A vow to save Jamal Carter, evoking triumph. His steely gaze burned, narrated warmly, grounding his karate mastery in the crash's echo. A protector ending Vance's scorn, pulling you into his resolve. His stand, a beacon for justice, urged you to cheer against prejudice's grip. Jamal stood tall, gripping a spanner, his resounding yell, "I'm enough," echoing, capping his arc. His eyes gleamed, narrated with glowing hope, his proud stance strengthening his bond with Jason. The roars swelling, evoking unity, urging you to feel his victory. His defiance, a vow to conquer shame, tied to redemption, drawing you into his shining moment. Vance's stunned halt sealed his fall, sweat pooling, his silence a stark consequence. The shop's hum resumed, worker shouts rising, the crowd's roars a chorus of awe. Sensory sounds, clattering wrenches, thudding crash, clinking fall, echoed Vance's defeat, urging you to feel the shop's honor restored. Jason's calm pulse, a cathartic reflection, honored Jamal's strength, narrated slowly, evoking redemption's glow, pulling you into their victory's heart. The crowd's roars softened, their eyes on Jamal, an apprentice's cheer loud, a veteran's nod proud, all touched by his stand. Jamal's yell lingered, his bond with Jason a testament to hope, grounding the moment in the vivid shouts, sealing the fight's legacy. A news van filmed Vance. Who's exposing him? A dark thread, urging you to the shop's fiery close. What courage forged Jamal's triumph? The auto shop, once a crucible of jeers and blows, now glowed with polished tools clink, a warm hum soothing the evening's air. Worker hums drifted, soft and calm, while a wrench's gleam shone, a tender rhythm lifting the shop's honor. The scent of fresh oil wafted, mingling with clean air, a gentle wave washing over the bustling space. Workers' voices flowed, bright laughs, kind calls, a joyful tide erasing prejudice's sting. An apprentice's cheer sparkled, a veteran's nod warm. The shop's lights casting a golden sheen, each clink a vivid echo of trust reborn, urging you to feel redemption's glow. Jason Statham stood by the workbench, his calloused hands loose, his worn jacket still, his gaze softened. Hope shattered racial scorn, he reflected, his voice steady, narrated with warm calm, showing growth as a defender. The tool's clink grounded his words, each hum a sensory calm, his resolve a beacon for justice. He had crushed Vance Reed's malice, his karate toss a shield for Jamal Carter, his heart now full, a guide for those shamed by bias. The crowd's workers' roars to joyful unity swelled, their eyes tracing his stance, the apprentice's smile bright, the veteran's nod firm, his vow to end Vance's scorn a steady flame, tying to redemption, urging you to believe in courage's light. Jamal shone brightly, clutching a spanner, his radiant grin "We won" ringing in heavier tones, his bond with Jason firm. His eyes gleamed, his pride restored, narrated warmly, a mechanic renewed, the crowd's unity swelling, their hands clapping, his honor soaring. Vance was shunned by town's scorn, his silence a shadow left behind. The veterans cheer loud, the workers' eyes proud, their tones sealing redemption's victory, urging you to feel their shared hope. A symbolic gesture reinforced redemption. Jamal's raised wrench, its gleam a mighty note, narrated weightily, pausing to resonate. The wrench, shining in the shop's light, stood as a vow to conquer hate, a beacon of mental health's hope. The crowd's hum stilled, their eyes on Jamal, the apprentice's fists raised, the veteran's cheer bright. The shop's clink pulsed, each sound a heartbeat, grounding the moment in vivid clarity, tying to redemption through Jamal's courage. Jason's firm nod, a hopeful note, closed the scene, voiced warmly, evoking relief and hope, his gesture a final promise to stand firm. The crowd's unity rose, Jamal's grin echoing, the shop's rhythm a vivid tapestry of renewal, urging you to embrace a brighter dawn. A radio aired Vance's plea, "Who's forcing it?" a dark thread, urging you to the shop's peaceful close. What glow did Jamal's courage ignite? Jason Statham's silhouette faded by Jamal Carter's spanner, its gleam a quiet beacon in the auto shop's ticking engine, a soft hum weaving hope. Workers' sighs drifted, the spanner's glint sparkling, a gentle rhythm sealing the shop's renewal. The scent of polished metal rose, mingling with clean air, a tender wave washing over the bustling space. Workers' laughter echoed, an apprentice's grin bright, a veteran's wave warm, the shop's glow a vivid tapestry of pride reborn, urging you to feel redemption's light. An epilogue lingered in Jason's thought. Jamal will shine, town's respect won. Voiced with closure, his sincere tone a calm anchor in the engine's tick. The words, soft and true, carried faith in Jamal, his radiant grin echoing a spark of victory. The crowd's workers' unity swelled to town's pride, their voices warm, all lifted by Jamal's stand, urging you to believe in a brighter dawn. Jamal's spanner raised high stood as a symbol of his fight, a testament to courage that outshone Vance Reed's bias. The takeaway, courage conquers racial bias, shone clear, narrated with heartfelt sincerity, tied to Jamal's proud stance and Jason's guiding nod, a vow for justice. The spanner's glint grounded the truth, each sigh a call to end hate, aligning with stand for justice. The broadcast crackle of Vance's shame aired his forced plea, the town's scorn sealing his fall, resolving the fist's twitch, glare, aim, signal, tool grip, news van, and radio plea, tying all threads with unity's glow. The veteran's nod to Jamal beamed, the crowd's pride a chorus of hope, their tones sealing the victory. The call to action burst forth. Challenge bias with stand for justice, share your fight, like and share. Narrated upbeat, inviting you to join the cause, followed by a tease. Next tale fights for honor, sparking excitement. Hope bloomed, the shop's ticking engine a poignant close, pulling you into a world where courage triumphs. Jamal's stand a lasting flame.